Okay, so my name is Jakub, and I will share you some experiences with writing web3 apps and what it actually is with you today. So thank you, Joseph, for the introduction and information and stealing some of my slides from this presentation, but I will skip some. So as people are constantly evolving, like from this drunk kid at college to this beautiful Slav flexing on Croatian coasts, the Web3 can be seen as some like new stage of the web evolution, as Joseph said before. So we have 3 different levels. We will be talking about it today. So the first one is wallets. More detailed, it will be crypto wallets, which are helping us with identifying ourselves in the apps, signing some transactions, and so on. The second will be interaction with the smart contracts. As Joseph said before, smart contracts will be, in these cases, some simple codes running or deployed on some chains. And of course, we'll be talking about some data, because we want the data in the apps, we need them, and we need them safe. So, crypto wallets, in the concrete examples, are some maybe browser extensions. I can show you how it works in real life. You can see here it's a Chrome browser. You can see I have this MetaMask extension or Binance Wallet extension. There are so many of them. We will be using the MetaMask. So you have to register yourself there, and then you are able to start using the crypto wallet. So that's basically it. And from the front-end perspective, we have some Web3 front-end app, and then there is some crypto wallet in your browser, or in mobile devices there are separated and independent apps, and we have to write some code to interact with the crypto wallets, and it needs to be written. The interaction should be like both ways. I can show you some code to have like more visibility in how to write the codes. So I will start the app here. In the meantime, and you can see this is the really small app based on Creator app. So basically it's a React code and it's a JavaScript. So you can see we are using, in this case, the use the app library. And as we are used to do, we are using the library provider, passing some configs and passing the context to the children components. And as in this app component, we can see we are using also the same library, and we are using some given methods to activate the browser wallet, which can trigger the extension or the mobile app in the mobile devices. And then we can like read the state of the crypto wallet, or we can interrogate with the crypto wallet. So in the small app, you can see nothing. Okay. In the small app, is it really simple? You can see my crypto wallet is connected, and with this button, I will activate the wallet, and you can also be signed out. And it's constantly mirroring the state of the crypto wallet. So Yes. You can see it here that I'm now on the test network, so it's not real money, you know, I'm not that rich. And I can change the network for the main one, and you will see that the app is knowing all of the changes with the crypto wallets, and it mirrors the state. Yes, move on. So then we can move to the smart contract interactions. So the smart contract, as Joseph said, it can be simple code running on chain, and we have to like interact with the code, because we probably we want some data from it. Maybe we want to change some data and modifying the data within the app. So from the diagram perspective, we have the front-end app. There is a crypto wallet, and we have to somehow interact with the Ethereum blockchain or other blockchain. And there are like two types of the calls. There are RPC call. It can be understood like the ordinary get method we are used to in Web2. So we want some data, and we will get some data. Or we have the transactions, and that is very similar to maybe post method, because we want to make some side effect on the smart contract. So we want to send a transaction, we want to modify some data, we want to change, I don't know, or buy some NFTs or buy some assets. And also the smart contract should integrate with the crypto wallet, because every transaction needs to be signed in the extensions. So I will real quickly show you how to deploy simple smart contract and how to test it. In Web2, we are used to use the Postman or Swagger or something to test our APIs. But on the Ethereum, we have to use some other ways. This really cool tool, it's called Remix, and it's IDE running in the browser. And we have, when you go to the remix.ethereum.org, you will see the default codes here on default smart contracts as this one. So I will choose maybe the first one, and this is really simple code in the Solidity language. Joseph just told about it, and we will use maybe only this small method, which is named balance off, and it returns 5 ethers every time. It's really basic. And in the Remix, you can take your smart contract, and you have to compile it. So we can compile it here, and then we have to deploy it on chain. So that's the main point, because we have to deploy these lines of code to the chain, and then we get some address, and at this address we can call the actual smart contract. So now we can deploy the code to become the smart contract, and then you can see that every deployed a smart contract or every transaction, you can see it here on Etherscan. It's like for the Ethereum, of course, but there are like other scans for other chains, and here you are able to find any transparent transactions, deployed smart contracts, or everything. So once the smart contract is deployed, you are able to find it here, and by clicking or giving some arguments here, you are able to test it. So now these methods from the code are stored here, so you can just call it, and this is the 5 ethers like from this method, but this is called already on the smart contract on the chain, not like this code here just written. And now we have to make this not from the IDE, but we have to interact with the smart contract from our app. So we will use probably the same library. This is the use the app, and the use the app is giving us other methods to call. It's a use contract call. It's for the RPC calls, like to get some data, and it's really simple. You have to give there some interface definition, the address where the smart contract is deployed, and then some name of the method you wanna fire, and then some arguments. And for the transactions is almost the same, but not the imperative way, but you have to call this contract function method, and it gives us the wanted method, and we have to call the method and then with or without the arguments. So I can give you the presentation slide maybe after, but I don't want to stuck here with the code. So that was the second one. I can show you how it works in the real life again. So this is the code I showed you. So we basically want to get the balance of our tokens or assets from the deployed smart contract, and we want to send a transaction from this address to this address, maybe for mint something or send some assets to a different account. And we also want some status and message from the smart contract. So you can see here, I have to switch on the mainnet because, yes. So I have, the balance is not so good. And when I want to call the transaction, you will see the smart contract is triggering my extension, my crypto wallet, and it needs to be signed. So there's all the information I need about the fees, about the amount I have to pay, and from the reason I have like 0 ethers here, I can't sign it. So I have to refuse it, and the smart contract will show us the message, appropriate message. So we can move ourselves to the next level, our data. As Joseph said before, nowadays, like mostly we are creating the custom backend services for the web3 apps, because the like transaction fees and the gas fees are really expensive. So when we want to use some data in the application, we have to go this way, or we can choose some existing services. I will talk about later about Moralis. Or we can use some decentralized database, but it will also cost you something, and it will also cost you some more like time, because you have to write like all the implementation by yourself. So we used many times the Moralis, and the Moralis is kind of a library or framework you can use. You can create the Moralis server with the database. Where are stored the data of chain, and you can modify the data from the database, and you can also use the Moralis for connecting the crypto wallets. You can also interacting with the smart contracts. You can also call some cloud functions, and the main point is like to keep the consistency between smart contract and the front-end app, because when when you are using the custom backend services, it's really hard to sync the state of the app on the backend side, on the smart contract side, in the crypto wallet side, and also the web3 front-end app. So we will be using Moralis for doing the same, almost the same things. So we have to use it for the connecting the crypto wallet. You can see it's really similar, but we are using different library. There is also the same hook for it. So we will call the authenticate method. We can pass the provider. We can pass as many providers as we want. But for this case, it's MetaMask. And yes, so many codes, but so much codes because you are able also to call the transactions. You can call it on the instance of Moralis. You can also use the Moralis for creating the database structure, database model, and storing some data. And now we are prepared for a new app because we are able to connect ourselves with the crypto wallet. We are interacting with the smart contracts. We can store the data. Now I can show you how actual application can look like. This is the real application we were working on with my team for, I don't know, some weeks, maybe months. Yes, it looks much better. So you can imagine the application where you are identified by your crypto wallet or like your card maybe. This is your ID. With your address, so that's like all about you is like this address. You can imagine the app that you can connect there with your friends. You can send some transactions or some tokens or assets with your friends, like via Revolut maybe. Then you can use this service maybe for some money streaming, like paying monthly fees or subscription to your Netflix streaming services or Spotify or something. You can also use some different smart contracts for loaning, so you can like set how much you want to loan from the smart contract or some users there, or you can just sending some transactions or some assets from address to some other address, or you can just store some data, some avatar and some name, surname if you want. And this is also using the Moralis for like storing or showing how to store the data with the Moralis library or tool. And yes. That's about this app. And yes, so the hardest thing on this, as it always was, is the idea, and have to like proper and good idea in the right time, of course. So we can talk about some applications like Spotify, where you can pay the like subscription. Or after every stream, the money can be like sent directly to the authors or something. Or cars could be NFTs, because you will have some like all information about the car, about some crashes, about changing the owners. The same could be like weapons in like army, I don't know, but you have all information about like giving weapons like to the different owners. Or I don't know. So and maybe at least you will learn something new. So when the Web3 will be in the future like bigger and bigger, you will be there like first, maybe second. Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you.